Victor Rallo Jr. for RalloWines.com, and as always, I'm with my trusty confidant and friend, Professor Anthony Verdoni. And today we're going to review a great wine. But before we get into the wine, we have this little gadget here that we also reviewed. It's called the Waring Commercial or Professional Wine Opener. And it's a rechargeable, battery-operated opener. And if you go to our website, you'll see the Professor versus the Gadget Guru, Preston Porter. And boy, it's a little bit embarrassing. But Tony uses a normal kind of classic wine screw, and the Gadget Guru uses this new electronic device and kind of blows them away, I would say. And
it happened, and I don't even want a rematch.
You don't even want a rematch.
Talent always beats experience. That's the way I feel.
So anyway, it comes with a nice foil cutter here, and you just take that foil cutter and you kind of spin it around the capsule, and it comes right off nice and neatly. It has just a very simple up and down button, and the directions simply say, you put it on the top, you hold the bottle, you push the down button, it engages, pulls out the cork when it stops. So now we've removed the cork. You push the up button, cork comes out.
There's the cork.
Put it back in your charger, and we've done a perfect cork removal of this beautiful wine. Look at this. So onto this great wine. We have Terlan, which is, I think, and I think Tony will verify that, one of the best white wine producers in all of Italy, from Trentino Alto Adige. And this is a Pinot Bianco, and it's a Vorberg. It's a single vineyard. It is a Riserva, and it's 2006. And you'll notice that most white wines, a lot of them, come in a clear bottle, but this is in a green kind of bottle to protect it from the sunlight. And you learn something about the wine just by looking at the bottle, because usually that means that this white wine is age-worthy, right? Yeah. And I think we could clearly say that about this wine. So we're let me pour you a little of this.
I believe that this is the best wine that we've reviewed to date. And in my written review of it, I remember the scene from The Deer Hunter, where Robert De Niro's got a gun and he says, "This is this, this is this."
You see this? This is this. This ain't something else. This is this.
I probably don't sound very much like him, but at any rate, it made an impression on me. And Vorberg is Vorberg. That's what it is. It's high altitude. It's 100% Pinot Bianco, which is Pinot Blanc. It's a Riserva, which is very rare for Italian whites. But this wine is oak aged for a year, sits on the yeasts for a year, so it has a personality all its own. It's really a great white wine. I think this is one of Italy's best white wines. Certainly the best wine that I've tasted, best white wine I've tasted in the past year or so.
And you know, Terlan makes more expensive wines than this. They make a Court Sauvignon Blanc that's a little bit more expensive, but they really put this out there as their flagship wine. They think this is their best wine. And I think, you know, people that are white Burgundy drinkers or California Chardonnay drinkers, you know, the good California Chardonnays, people will love this wine. And it's not because of the similarity to those wines, but it's complex. It's creamy. It's got beautiful acidity. It has all those components that make a great wine, and a wine lover or a white wine drinker that loves wine will understand this wine and really be attracted to it.
Yeah, I think the wine lover will taste this wine and say, wow, this is great. What is it?
Correct.
Because it has its own personality and character. You pick up a little citrusy aspect from the Pinot Bianco, which is sort of like the baby brother of Chardonnay. It's got honey. It's just a wonderful wine. You get the minerality of the soil. You feel the altitude. You feel the sunlight. You feel the cool nights. It's just a magical wine for me.
I definitely taste the honey on the back end over my palate. And we took this wine. Sometimes we take a wine because it's the end of a vintage, or they're running out of a vintage, or there's only a few, 25 cases left. But this is current vintage on this wine. There is some availability, not a ton. It's a limited availability. And I think we're going to sell it for about 25 bucks a bottle, which is, it's expensive for Italian white wine, but for this wine, it's definitely not expensive.
Yeah, it's really good value because you can hold on to this wine for another decade minimum. I don't want to say I guarantee that,
right,
but I'm certainly going to do that. I'm going to buy some for myself, drink some, and then hold some. This is a 2006 vintage, which is already 4 years old. It was an excellent vintage, and I think the longevity of this wine, this is a 15-year wine, maybe more.
With this, you know, Terlan suggests some kind of spicy seafood preparation, or a poultry, or a veal, or a pork, because of its complexity. So I think we'll go back in the kitchen. Maybe we'll make a little chicken with some spice to it.
Sounds
maybe
good.
a little piece of sausage with it,
And
some greens.
Yeah.
And we'll taste this wine with some food, because like all Italian wines, except for maybe Amarone, they love food.
Yeah.
And you know, I think it'll really balance out well.
May I say something
Sure.
to the viewers, to our clients? If any of you have ever tasted a better Pinot Blanc or Pinot Bianco than Vorberg, please let me know what it is. I think this is the best expression of the Pinot Blanc, Pinot Bianco grade.
Right, and you gave it 95 points, and you're not alone. Wine Spectator gave it 91 points, the Wine Advocate gave it 91 points, and Gambero Rosso rated the 2006 Tre Bicchieri, 3 glasses. It's the 6th time that this wine was Tre Bicchieri. So it has a heritage, it has a history of very high ratings by the press, because it is so great.
But you realize they don't have our experience. But
Right.
as soon as they gain our experience, the 91s will become 95.
I understand
So
that too.
That's where it comes down to.
Right.
But they
Absolutely.
loved it, and I love it, and
We'll have it
looking forward to having it with the food.
We'll have it with food. We'll be right back with some food. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned, because we're coming right back. Okay, we're back, and we got some food. We did a little chicken. It's a French breast with a little bit of peppers, capers, some spinach, a little white wine in there, a little garlic. I think it's going to be a real good. I gave you a piece of sausage, because I know you're a sausage lover. It's going to even taste better with that. Now, you have to remember, when you cook and you pair wines and food together, there's like, you know, people say like this goes, but it's really up to your own discretion. Like certain things, certain wines go with certain foods because of the flavor components. But if you like to eat red wine with fish, drink red wine with fish, by all means, that's fine. I mean, I remember I had a meeting with Mary Lisa Allegrini, and she told me she had just come from an event where they served sushi with Palazzo della Torre. So they were serving sushi with this pretty full-bodied red wine, but they were using a real fatty fish, tuna toro like the bellies, and it held up to the red wine. So really, if you cook something and you like it with one of the wines that we recommend or we review, come back to us on our blog or email site and tell us about it, because we like to hear about it. So a little spice, a little chicken, and a little greens to go with this beautiful white wine.
And you would not expect this to be with a white wine. You would expect this to be with a fairly full-bodied red wine. But I think the Pinot Bianco in combination with this dish will work tremendously.
This is a wine that you could drink every day and not get tired of.
The problem is if you drink it every day, at the end of the year, Vorberg's out of wine.
Right, only
Because the
3,000
production
cases.
is so small, very few cases make their way to the United States. But let's wipe them out of inventory.
Right. People should take this opportunity, buy a bottle. It's 25 bucks. We have the best price around. Click on our website. You can buy it. If you buy more than 12 bottles, we give a 5% discount. All of our RalloWines are excellent choices. They're in limited quantities, so if you want it and you think you're going to like it, buy it now, because there's not enough around. Tony Berdoni gave it 95, 91 by the Wine Spectator, 91 by the Wine Advocate, Tre Bicchieri from Gambero Rosso. Don't miss this wine, right, Tone?
Absolutely. Summer or winter. It's great in the summer, but this is a white wine you can drink throughout the winter.
Cheers to Terlan and Vorberg Pinot Bianco.
Complimenti.
Complimenti.